Hey, Anthony here from the Best in the West. Thank you very much for tuning into my video. This is a driveway. The last video I did with the Bobcat, how to start a Bobcat business, this is the driveway that I demoed. And what I was trying to explain is if you own pumps and you own viable equipment that you use on your jobs when you're slow or the economy's slow, you can do other jobs. For instance, this guy didn't see me on YouTube. He saw me and called me off Google, I believe, and he asked me if I could come and demo it. And I gave him a price. He said, yeah. And then when I showed up, this wasn't my job. I didn't contract it. And then after I demoed it, I said, hey, bro, I can pump this for you too. And he said, really? And then it turns into, do you want to bring your crew and pour it? So a $3,500 demo turns into thousands more because now I brought my pump and my crew to pour this driveway. And I started off just to demo it. Sometimes it's the other way around. They just want the pump, and then I find a bunch of dirt to remove off the property or other stuff to demo. So having this equipment, when you watch West Coast and you're from somewhere else, you immediately know you're doing it wrong by the watching the way you could have five guys with rakes, whatever, those buggies, whatever they're called, and I could place it single-handedly by myself 400 feet down a hill, up stories. So you can't compare anything if it can't do everything I can do. You know, it's just like these people with these stand-ons trying to say that they're viable and they're efficient and they're a joke because every video I've ever seen on here, and you hear it hit, anyone who's hit as many breakers as I have, I can hear how hollow it is. I know it's a piece of crap. And that's why they'll show it for like 3 or 4 seconds and then it's fast forward with four people loading it. I do actual noise. You can hear it. You can hear the motor. You can hear the breaker. And there's no one standing around. I could do demos that these guys on these stand-ons do with four hand loaders by myself and twice as fast. You know, so you got to buy the right equipment. There's a lot of people misleading people on here, but I don't think they intentionally do. I just don't think they're not that bright. You know, so what I'm going to do is because I'm getting so many calls, it's unreal for to start a pro series. So I'm going to start selling courses of like just pro series, but it's going to be black and white, like how to do floating steps. And you could take a course exactly how to do that with an audio. And then I'll do like a classroom with 5 to 30 people in it. And I'll go over everything, pamphlets. And I'll do a pumping course. I'll do a bobcat course, a driveway course, a patio course, color additives. I'll do all kinds of mixes. And I've never poured in freeze areas, but I'm going to start doing a lot of research on it so I can talk about it, you know, because I don't like to talk about stuff I've personally never done. I poured in the snow once or twice in freeze area with a 4 foot freeze. Here's my pump. That's an Olin 545. Next Sunday, I'll be posting another video how to start a concrete pump business. And I got to give a couple shout outs. Trey Hansen in Kentucky. He's bought two of these pumps since he followed me on YouTube. You guys can check him out on Facebook and Instagram. It's him and his son Hunter go pumping. He's got two pumps. He's killing it. He's got two Olins. He used to pour pools. He used to do concrete. Now he's pumping, and it took him a while. It's an interesting story how they finally figured out his worth where he's at. And the heavy hitters that didn't want to use him and said, "Oh, a buggy's fast or whatever," he's pumped for enough now where if they want to pump on Tuesday, for example, and he says, I can't pour till Friday, they'll wait for him. They won't pour with a buggy anymore because he's running a ball valve Olin over there. And I probably got 5 calls today for people asking me if I had a course. Shout out to Sam in Ohio. The guy, Big D is a contractor, my buddy. You guys seen him in my videos. We're putting a course together, and him and I were talking about it last night. And then Sam texted me today with exactly what we were talking about. It was weird and some other people call me from Arizona and all over. Stefan from Arizona. So I'm going to get it going. And I want to get an accredited school where you actually learn there's a standard. I want to make concrete my chosen profession the highest standard in construction of any trade. It's the most decorative. It's one of the highest end basic essentials of a house is concrete. You know, the foundations, concrete. I believe it's the most used material in the world in construction. So I want to make it elite how to do floating steps. Because if you do this style and the level, just think if I went to these other YouTube's backyards and brought what I bring, who do you think they're going to hire? Come on. I mean, it's ridiculous. It's not arrogance. It's just facts. So if you people who know when they see what we're doing, the floating steps, the lights. If you learn how to do those and you bring them to just say Ohio or a different state, and people see it that drive by, It's going to take a while, but it'll take off. And then all the heavy hitters that are ahead of you, people say, no, use this guy. Go look at these steps he did. And we've got 4 or 5 floating steps going and sand washed concrete driveways and patios. And they see the design. It's going to be a decor like it is in California. Landscape architects are big money out here, for the design, and the houses are so expensive. But you could take it to any state you're at. And I'll leave a link to every tool you'll need, the nose tools, upper step tools, everything you need. I mean, look at this pump. We're just laying this down. There's no laborers on my job because I don't use a buggy and rakes. I'm not a hack that would even consider doing that. So I have all skilled people on my job. There's no one, here's a rake, pull this concrete from here to there. You have to be smarter than that to be on my job. These are all 4 finishers, just straight up finishers right here. 3, I mean, excuse me. I have 3 finishers and me. So I got Javier. He's going to be helping with the course with the floating steps, obviously, elevations, how to get it. There's a slump we used. I wanted about a 5. We got 1% in it. It wasn't that hot this day. We don't want to sit around. Next video I got will be next Sunday. It'll be a Bobcat video if you guys are interested in that. And what kind of courses you guys want. If you want to write in, like what you'd like to learn, pumping, business. Because if you bring this to a different state, Midwest, South, East Coast, it's just going to. It took Trey a little while to get people to know his worth in Kentucky, but once you do and they understand it and you get the mix design I'll give you, the pound of rocks, how much weight in sand per cement, how many sack. You guys use 4,000 high sack PSI, so it's already creamy. You just got to get the rock right. So we just set up a flow line, went sideways, and then we just went perpendicular with the sidewalk here out. We just bring it back as far as we can towards the sidewalk and then straight out. This is another $4,000 day for me, and I'm essentially pumping it and organizing everything and bringing my boys in. And then I got a big driveway that's saw cut and sand washed after the pump one, and then I'll do some more demo and pump videos because that's what I'm going to start doing a lot of courses of. Because you can obviously see, I mean, if you look at me, I'm not even sweaty or dirty. I could go to church in those clothes. And you want to be very distinguished when you sell these jobs. You don't have to talk much. If you get the social media down and I show you how to market yourself, plus teach you how to pump, you're going to be the next wave of millionaires coming. I'm telling you. There's no young people jumping in. And when you show up with a Bobcat, a dump truck, or a trailer, or a pump, you're pretty justified. The money you're going to make, nobody's going to question it. You can easily do the 2 to 5,000 per day just with your equipment. Then when you throw in bringing the crew in, you're charging another 3 grand, whatever, 3,500 to pour it, whatever the case is, just for an example. So I could lay this right on this chalk line. I mean, I could set the screed 2, 3 feet off the wall. They can get that with a hand float, and then we just screed off that and the board. It's perfect elevation. There's elevation, excuse me. I'm at the beach all day riding my bike. There's no wet pads. There's none. Nobody pours like that out here. These are exact elevations. See, Milton and Jonathan are going to get the screed off the wall, probably 2.5, 3 feet off of it, and then turn and burn straight back towards the sidewalk. You guys can take all this West Coast custom concrete techniques and all the videos I have and apply it to what you're doing. And then when I start the Pro Series courses on the different stuff I'm going to do, the other YouTubers should take it too. They should learn how to do floating steps and cantilever with lights and stuff in it. The floating with the lights is just, I mean, it'll put you on the map. And I'm in California in the hardest market. I'm not in some Timbuktu, Wisconsin, or whatever, Texas, or whoever, whatever state. I'm in the hardest market, and I'm the highest caliber here. Because of social media, I've been blessed. And then the crew I had, I mean, there's a lot of variables to it, which doesn't happen overnight, but you can put it together little by little by little. I mean, it's not going to be. I started the most awkward way you could ever start at 31. I never worked construction in my life. I never pumped concrete. I never ran a Bobcat. And look where I'm at. Look what I did. That's somebody that you want to learn from. I was never taught wrong. Everything I did when I did it, there was no internet, there was no YouTube, there was pagers when I started, and then cell phones not too long after. But I did it blind, and I didn't know anyone in the industry. I didn't have any work. I had a pump and a lot of desire to do it, but I didn't have any zero knowledge, and I was just ready to go. A lot of horsepower, but no knowledge. So I turned a nobody nothing pump company into a big pump company where I was a cat in Orange County. I was getting the top jobs. And then I bought a Bobcat, which I didn't know anyone in that, with dump trucks and a dump trailer. And I won that and I made that super ultra successful. I ping ponged the concrete pump and the Bobcat. And then when it slowed down in '08, '09, I got a concrete license. I had no desire to. And then I started that. And this is, that didn't hit for a while. And then right when I started YouTube, that's when I started contracting. So I've only been contracting that's what I want to do and not run a service since I started my first YouTube video. Prior to that, I was just a service I would pour for people that would sub me stuff, or someone wanted me to do a driveway and I was pumping, I would do it. But I didn't ever want to be considered a contractor or anything. I just wanted to pump concrete and run my skid steers. But this is where I ended up, and it helped me very with business to a degree that I would have never learned by doing all this running around, all this legwork, and you want to walk with supreme confidence. You don't have your head down, you have your head up, you don't talk too much. You want to gain attention with your presence alone, not running your mouth or on the job or acting like you're the boss. I never override Javier or I'm the boss and we're doing it this way. It's my job. It's not my style. I assume he knows what he's doing. He's paid over the market for his advice and his leadership, and I go with it. Sometimes he says, Anthony, I don't want to do it the way you want to do it. And I'll say, well, how do you want to do it? And he explains it. And I say, well, yeah, okay, that makes sense. That's cool. I've never had one argument with that guy in 18, 20 years I've known him, ever. I've never raised my voice to him. I've never gotten mad at him. I've never had an issue because it's a mutual respect. Because he won't work with people that are clowns or trying to override him. He's insulted by it, which I would be too. Because I'm at a level now where I understand where he's coming from. Like if someone talks derogatory towards me or down, which they don't, just because my presence, they know, but I don't listen to it. I won't put up with it just like him. But when I was younger and I was learning this stuff, I didn't understand why people would get butthurt. And I ain't working for that guy. I'm like, I don't give a crap. But I didn't know. I wasn't at their level. No, I'm at their level, and I get why they were like that when I look back. And you have two business lives and lives. One you learn with, and then the one you learn after. You can't dwell on the mistakes and all the BS that happened. It's just part of God's plan for you. Just keep going. You don't. Check out the backup camera. I just got a backup camera on that truck with a touchscreen. So here's my crew here. This is top of the line. We're just going to join it. I saw cut one. The next video I do, you guys will love it. It looked really good with that sand wash. I've been bashing saw cut, and I love that look of the one I'm going to post in a week or 2 weeks. Gotta admit it, I can't lie. It looked really good. If you guys don't want to cut the joints in like this, that saw cut 5 foot diamond we cut in there looks awesome. And it's a sand wash finish. A lot of states I haven't seen them do the sand wash with the top caps. You guys should check it out. It's not, you can wash it the same day, 2 hours later. Spray it on in the heat, your guys' humidity or heat in these other states, and wash it that day. Pull the forms, you're done. It looks really good. In other states and humidity and stuff, it'll etch it the 16th of an inch. That etches it. It'll look better. There's no humidity here. It's not that hot. So here's how we get out there on boards. The driveway slopes, so he didn't skate it on sliders. He just on wood and hitting it with the 2x4 because he's on a bit of a slope. That's why he's not on the sliders. If it was flatter, he would be on them. The last driveway I did with the Bobcat, when I showed how to do a Bobcat service, this is the driveway I demoed. Then I demoed another one that wasn't my job either, that I ended up pumping it and bringing my crew. It's probably 18 yards or something, the saw cut sand wash one. I'll show that one. That's a good design for you guys. Because some of these other states have big, wide open driveways like this one. So you could saw cut the diamonds, 4 or 5 foot diamonds, and sand wash it. It's an amazing look. So we got my Master Javier brooming this out for us. It went off pretty good. We poured it about 9. We got other probably at 2 to be honest, 1%, and it didn't crack off that good. But that's what we were doing today, so we weren't in a rush. But this thing, some turned out really nice. This one came out really perfect. It looks basic with basic joints, but to me, that's the beauty in the artwork in it. I'm going to do a whole video of why I don't stamp, why I can't stand the colors, why I don't want a maintenance of sealing stuff, why I don't want to stamp stuff that holds dirt and looks terrible in 6 months to a year. I just try and talk people out of it. Once they hear my end of why, they're like, okay, I get it. Let's do a design you like. Because you set a table on it that's kind of cabawampus, it holds dirt. Once it gets a crack across it, it just looks terrible. That ashlar slate is the worst looking pattern when you cut joints in, it looks horrible. I would never do that. I mean, I would do it if they pay me what I want, but I would highly advise them against it. But the customer's always right. But they'd have to hear me out of why it looks terrible and how much better I can make it look. I'd rather have a basic driveway like this than some stupid Astro slate with joints cut in it and they don't even match up. Bring a different look to where you're at. Another 10 out of 10. Whatever course you guys want to see, floating steps, whatever you want to learn, a pump business, demo business, write in, let me know because I'm going to be starting it soon. It'll be me, Big D, and Javier, three licensed concrete contractors out of California, Huntington Beach. There's a 10 out of 10, bro. Thank you very much for watching the best in the West. I hope all your moms and wives had a beautiful Mother's Day. I'll be posting every Sunday. I think that's my day now for a long form. Yeah, you can see how sweet that is. That's the one I demoed last video. Next video will be a concrete pump business. Thank you very much and have a beautiful day.